All right, welcome. If this is the first time you practice with me, make sure you have two blocks nearby. If you don't have blocks at home, you can find two maybe big books or water bottles. They mostly serve as the purpose of supporting when you are in like say Warrior 3 or something that you can put your hands on. And also nice to sit on. For many of us, it's actually really nice to sit on something that elevated, so your torso is not leaning toward the back. And I always recommend to bring something like a blanket or couch pillow for some cushioning through the practice as well, especially if you have a really thin mat. All right, take a moment to gather those props if you can, or something similar. Once you gather those props, come into hero pose, Virasana. Come sit on the heels. If you have blocks, place a block the lowest way between the heels. You can, of course, if it's still too low for you, you can stack another one on top of it. Maybe it's a little bit too much with two of them. And imagine there's another block in between the knees and you're clenching the thigh bones into the block. And relax the arms, resting the hand on top of the thighs. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. And start by casting your gaze onto the floor. And start shifting your attention to a steady point on the floor. Make your breathing sound audible. And if that's accessible to you, you can let your eyelids getting heavy. Perhaps eventually close eyes. We'll start by Ujjayi breath. To begin, take a breath in through the mouth. And exhale through the mouth. And just feel the breath brushing against the back of your throat. One more time, acting like you're surprised. And exhale, imagine you're fogging a mirror in front of you after shower. One more time like that. Then seal the lips, breathing in the same way, but through the nose this time. Keep the same quality of your breathing so you still can sense that brushing against the back of the throat with the incoming air and coming out. Inhale through the nose. Go up all the way down to the diaphragm. And exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, let everything out. One more time like that. And exhale, release the shoulders, release the rib cage, the chest all the way down. And you're welcome to continue your Ujjayi breath if that's the practice you like to stick to. We'll add a little bit counting for both inhale and exhale to help us to shift more attention to our practice tonight. And we'll begin with a count of 4, then start to slowly increase to 6 or 8, or even a bigger number if that's accessible to you. And we'll try to match the length of the exhale to the inhale as well. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can continue to increase to 8, 10, 12, depends on the length of your, I would say, exhale, because you tend to have longer inhale than the exhale, but for this breathing practice, we want to focus on matching the length with each other. So if 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 does not work for you, that you're noticing there's a rising of anxiety and pressing, bring it down to a lower number. So you can breathe steadily and at ease. And once you've settled in a number that works the best for you, this is the opportunity for you to set an intention for today's practice. An intention that not necessarily only tied to your physical practice. And of course, there's nothing wrong with it, but preferably that's something that you can carry off the mat with you as well. And start noticing if there's any rising of tension in any part of your body. It can be your jaws, your shoulders, your necks. You can make adjustment to help to ease them. And if you're at a higher number of counting, start slowly come back to your natural breath. And we'll all get a hand in front of the heart. And bow your head towards the heart. This is where you can revisit your intention and make sure it's still staying close to you. And once you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes. Come into a table first. We're gonna do something to release tension on the top of the feet from the sitting, because we're gonna go back to the hero pose for a while. You can extend one leg and just rock back and forth. Flex the left foot and extend it. Then switch the leg. And if you like to, you can extend both legs, come into a high plank, and just rock your body back and forth. Pressing into the palms evenly and firmly. Pull the navel towards the spine. Once you're ready, come back into a hero pose with or without a block. And interlace your hands with your left pinky outside and press the palms toward the sky. Arms by the ears, but releasing the shoulders down so your shoulders not squeezing into the ears. Long inhale, pressing the palms toward the sky and let both sides of the body grow. And exhale, pressing the right sit bone into the right foot and then side bend to the left side. So you're not collapsing toward the left side. The right side still being lifted. Press the palms away from you. And exhale, start slowly turn your chest toward the ground. Get a stretch of the upper back. Inhale, continue to press the palms far away from you. And exhale, turn your chest back toward the front. Inhale, palms away from you. And exhale, turn your chest up this time. And start slowly come back to center. Let's do some big arm circle. Waking up those shoulders. If you're doing through one direction, make sure you switch to the other side. And we'll switch side. Interlace the hand with the right pinky outside and press the palms up. Inhale, palms pressing toward the ceiling. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Get some spaciousness. Now exhale, side bend to the right. Press the left sit bone into the heel. And press the palms away from you. One more long inhale. And exhale, start slowly turn the chest toward the ground. Let the left upper back getting stretched. And press the palms far away. Inhale, turn your chest back up. And all the way turn your chest up toward the sky. And slowly come back to center. And give some shoulder rolls. Tuck your toes. Stand on the shins. Interlace your hands. Point your index fingers forward. Inhale, sit up. And exhale, sit back to the heels. Inhale, sit up. And exhale, sit back to the heels. One last time, sit up. And from here, we're going to do something very different from our usual practice. From our chin to our pelvis and all the way to our knees, stay one straight line and start leaning your torso toward the back until you feel like you're losing that straight line. Then come back forward. Keep hugging the knees, the thigh bones into the midline. Imagine there's a block in between. Next, release your torso toward the back. Then use the index fingers to get yourself back up. 3 times more like that. Move along with the pace of your breath. Next time when you're up, extend the arms up. Open the chest to the left side. Bring the hand forward, arms up, and open the chest to the right side. We'll integrate those 2 places. Open the arms up. Exhale, lean your torso back and open the arms to the left side. Rise back up. Exhale, open the arms, lean the torso toward the back. One more time on this side. Actually, like 2 more times on this side. As the front of the legs moving in between both strengthened and stretched. Last time, arms up and sit your hips back to the heels. You can just do some nice massage at the front of the thighs. Come back into a table. Hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath hip joints. You can move through some familiar cow and cat. You can now also add some other movements. This is a place that you can flow as free as you like to. And we'll all meet in table. Tuck the toes, bring the hand to one handprint forward, and press the tailbones up into our first downward facing dog. Press evenly into the fingertips. Rotate your biceps forward. And start slowly release the heels toward the ground. And of course, if you like to bend through one leg and another to invite more flexibility into the back of the legs, you can certainly do so. You can also rock forward into a high plank, then back into a downward facing dog. Once you're back to downward facing dog, lift your left leg up. Keep the left toes pointing toward the ground. Bend the left leg and press the bottom of the left foot up toward the sky. Keep hugging the thigh bones toward the midline, even though they're not in the same plane anymore. Draw the left knee into the chest. Squeeze hard. Inhale. Lift the bottom of the left foot toward the sky. Exhale, draw the left knee into the chest. Last time. And this time, lightly step the left foot in between the hands and release your right knee down. Find your hands on the ground or on the blocks. Release your pelvis forward and down. Open the chest. can come in the classic low lunge by raising up the arms by the ears, but release the shoulders away from them. Even though your one leg is forward and one leg is backward, still imagine there's a block in between them, the clenching towards it together. If your hands are up, release the hands down on the ground or on the block. Take a long inhale, spread the collarbones. Exhale, pin your left hip back, straighten your left leg, pull the left toes towards you. And press the back of the left leg down toward the ground, half split. Before we start moving again, try to get familiar into the state of this left leg. The front of your left leg is squeezed. The left foot is flexed. And remember that state of that left leg even when we're moving slightly faster. Inhale, bend into the left leg, chest forward. Exhale, half split with left leg straight, pull the left toes towards you. Last time. You can stay here this time and add the one block to the underneath the right hand. Bring the left hand on your left hip. Make sure your left hip still facing forward. Then start slowly turn your chest to the left side. So everything underneath your torso stay the same. Your left leg still stay very engaged. An option to raise up your left hand. Inhale, lengthen through both arms. Exhale, revolve through the spine. Turn your chest up toward the sky. And release the left hand down. Bend into the left leg. Step the right foot to meet with the left. And sit your hips down into a chair pose, Uttanasana. You can turn your blocks the tallest way and rest your hands on the blocks if you need that extra support. You can also bring a block in between the thigh bones to remind your knees to press together. Make sure your knees not passing your big toes. The long inhale, lengthen through the spine, hands forward, tailbones down and back. And exhale, fold all the legs. Inhale, hand on the shin or on the blocks, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold all the legs. Rise all the way up. Exhale, hand through heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side bend to the right, pressing firmly into the right foot. We're going to do this again, just like as we did in hero pose. Turn your chest toward the ground. Let the upper back being stretched. Then turn the chest up. Come back up. We'll do the other side. Right hand grab the left wrist and side bend to the right side. Inhale, press the palms away from you. Exhale, turn your chest down toward the ground. And then slowly rotate up toward the sky. Back up to the center. Arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow forward. And fold over the legs. Inhale, flat back. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step left and right into a high plank. Option to release the knees down. Take a long inhale. Lengthen through the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone and the heels. Exhale, bend through the elbows, hug elbows in and release all the way down to the belly. Keep hugging the elbows in. Bring the shoulders away from the ears once more. Inhale, lift the chest up. Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. One more time like that. Inhale, lift the chest up. Option to straighten the arms. Lift your pelvis up from the floor. Lift your thigh bones up from the floor and drop off facing dog. Exhale, flip your feet and press the tailbones up into downward facing dog. Remind yourself to keep the spaciousness between the shoulders and the ears and the neck. Turn the bicep forward. And then lift up your right leg. Pull the right heel toward the right sit bone and press the right foot toward the sky. Draw the right knee into the chest, keep close to the midline. Inhale, press the right foot toward the sky again. Exhale, draw the right knee into the chest. One more time. And step your right foot in between the hands. Release your left knee down. Hands on the blocks or on the top of the thigh. An option to bring the arms up in the classic low lunge. Release the hands on the blocks or on the ground if they're up. Spread the collarbones. Exhale, pin your right hip back, pull the right toes towards you, and press the back of the right leg toward the ground. And this side may feel different from the other side, so take a moment here to just get familiar with it. You can also add some play experiment here. Flex and extend your right foot or move your right foot side to side. Engage the top of the right thigh. Continue to imagine the block in between the thigh bones. Bend into the right leg. Forward into a low lunge. Exhale, pin your right hip back, half split. Inhale forward. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Last time like that. You can stay in this half split. You can also bring the block underneath your left hand. Bring the right hand onto your right hip to prevent the right hip to open to the side. Because sometimes when we twist, we tend to twist from the pelvis rather than from the spine. Lengthen through the spine first. Next, just start slowly turn your chest to the right side. Keep your right leg where it is. Keep your right hip where it is. An option to raise up your right arm. Keep hugging the thigh bones towards each other to steady yourself. And exhale, slowly return your right hand to the ground. Bend into your right knee. And step your left foot to meet with the right. And sit your hips low. Turn your blocks high if you know you need a support. So a couple options here. You can keep your hand on the blocks. You can release your arms by the ears. You can also bring the hands to the heart. And if you like to add a twist in your chair pose, bring the right elbow on top of your left thigh. Use the pressing between the palms to help you to turn your chest up. And we'll do the other side. Bring the left elbow on top of your right thigh and turn your chest up. And come back to center. And release your hands down. Lift your tailbones up. Inhale, hands on the blocks, on the shins. Adha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over the legs and rise all the way up. Exhale, cactus arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Puff the chest up, find some back bend in your standing. Inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. And step your left foot to the back. Release your left knee down. We'll move to some moon salute. Raise up the arms. And hands down. Step your right foot to the left. Take a long breath in. Exhale, bend to the elbows. You can come all the way down to the belly, then into a Bhujangasana. You can also pause halfway. Then on the inhale, lift your chest forward. Exhale, tailbone up. Find your steady downward facing dog. And step the left foot to the left hand. Release your right knee down. Raise up arms. And hands down. Step the right foot to meet with the left. Rise all the way up. And hand through heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Step the right foot back. Release the right knee down. Arms up. Hands down, step the left foot to meet with the right. Into a high plank or knee plank. Bend to the elbow. You can all the way coming down to the belly. You can also halfway. On the inhale, lift your chest forward. Exhale, tailbone up. Downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the right hand. Release your left knee down. Raise up the palm. Step the left foot to meet with the right. And rise all the way up. That is one round on each side, and we'll flow through one more round together before I send you to on your own. Hands up and fold over the legs. Step the left foot back. Release the left knee down. Raise up arms. Step the right foot to meet with the left. Bend to the elbows. On the inhale, back bend of your choice. It can be a cow pose on your all fours as well. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot to the left hand. Release your right knee down. Raise up the palms. Bring the hands down. Step the right foot to meet with the left. Rise all the way up. Exhale, hand to heart center. Arms up. Fold over the legs. Step the right foot to the back. Raise up the arms. Spread the collarbones. Hands down. Step the left to meet with the right. Bend to the elbows. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, lift the tailbones up. Step the right foot to the right thumb. Raise up the arms. Bring the hands down. Step the left foot to meet with the right. Rise all the way up. And hand through heart center. Float 2 more rounds on your own. If moon salute does not make sense to you tonight, you can go for some other kind of salute that you're familiar with, but not salute at all. Just do whatever your body is calling for. Your mat is a judge-free zone, so take advantage of that. You can certainly nap through this part. If you do flow, try to match the pace of your breath with your movement. Victoria was wrong. His match the movement with the pace of the breath. This is what happens after 10 meetings. Don't be afraid to let this time to be your playtime as well. There's not so much idea about traditional yoga posture, so any postures you like to include in this flow that makes sense to your own body is fine. As long as you're not taking much risk of injuring yourself. If you're still flowing, take your time to arrive at the top of the mat. If you already arrived at the top of the mat, bring the hands by the side. Find your gaze on a steady point, perhaps even close eyes. Just rock yourself back and forth, side to side, shifting weight around the corners of the feet. And start noticing there's a center point in you that you can connect to, regardless of what movement you are in right now. And stay connected to it. Once you arrive at the top of the mat, if you're in intentional Tadasana, you can slowly blink open the eyes and gather the blocks if they moved around, bring the toes to height. Hands on the blocks. You're in a high table. Your hips are right above your heels. Your shoulders right above your hands. And so shifting weight onto your left foot. And extend your right leg back. Imagine there's a wall behind you to stomp the right foot onto the wall. Point the right toes toward the ground, so you're not opening your right leg to the right side. Rather, the front of your right leg still facing toward the ground. This is going to be super difficult. Just like when you're in downward facing dog, pull the right heel toward the right sit bone and press the bottom of the right foot up toward the sky. You can imagine you're pulsing that bottom of the right foot toward the sky. And take a big step of the right foot to the back. Bend into the left leg. Hands on the blocks, chest forward into a runner's lunge. Take a long inhale. Exhale, straighten both legs. Bring the left sit bone toward the back. And then any variation of pyramid pose. Inhale, bend into the left. runner's lunge. Exhale, straighten both. One more time like that. The next time when you're in a runner's lunge, you can stay there. You can also bring the arms by the ears into a high lunge. There's so many different forms of back bend you can take in this high lunge. You can cactus arms, just as where we're standing, and squeeze the shoulder blades together. You can interlace your hands with the left pinky outside and reach the hands toward the ground and puff the chest up. If you like more support, you can bring the hands on your sacrum, tuck the elbows toward each other, then lean your torso toward the back and chest up. The whole high lunge is the oyster. You can add any forms of back bend here. And slowly come back up. Hands on the blocks, bring them with you. Move them forward. And we'll come back into a supported warrior 3. One last little bit in this flow. Bring the left hand on your left hip and start turn your chest to the left side. Standing strong to the left leg, an option to raise up the left arm. Revolve half moon. Inhale, lengthen to the spine, all the way to the crown of the head. Exhale, turn your chest up. Release your left hand down. Release your right foot down. And come sit into a Malasana yoga squat. Help release the tension in the back of the legs. Not the easiest to flow. And here is a place you can check in with your intention. Check in with your breath. Check in with your mind. When you're ready, we'll do the other side. Bring the blocks the tallest way again. Bring the palms on top of the blocks. Come into a high table. Then shift the weight onto the right foot and extend your left leg back into a supported warrior 3. Point the left toes toward the ground and imagine your heel are on the wall in the back. And start slowly pull the left heel toward the sit bone and press the left foot toward the sky. Standing strong to the right leg. Imagine you're pressing the bottom of the left foot up into the ceiling. And take a big step with the left foot. Bend into the right leg. Chest forward. Exhale, straighten the right leg, straighten the left, and fold over the right leg. Inhale, bend into the right leg. Exhale, pyramid variation. Last time. And come back to a runner's lunge. Hands on the blocks, you can stay here. You can also raise up arms by the ears into a high lunge. And as the other side, you can seek for any form of back bend that makes sense for you right now, or you'd like to try. If you're interlacing the hands, you can switch the interlace of them. Then come back to center. Bring the blocks, bring the hands on top of the blocks, and travel the blocks to the front of the mat. Standing strong on the right leg. Lift your right hand from the block and bring the right hand to the right hip. And turn your chest to the right side. Keep your left toes pointing toward the ground. The back of the left leg lifting up toward the sky. Option to raise up the right arm. Revolve half moon. And lightly step the left foot down and come into a Malasana Yoga squat. If there's any other kind of shape help you to release the tension in the back of the legs, maybe just fold over the legs or other form of squatting, please go for it. So I don't usually do this in my class, but today I want to do a little bit back bend lab with you. So we've done all the necessary prep work. Our chest is opening up, our arms has been strengthened through the chaturanga. And the most importantly, our front of the thighs has been strengthened and stretched. And our side body has been stretched as well. So we have all the necessary elements for a successful back bend. And I'll demo through a bunch of them, and you can just play around. And you never know, maybe you'll find your own back bend. So the first one I'm gonna demo is, just in case there's some folks in the class is very new to back bending. So bring the blocks in the back by the feet. And come stand on the shin. And hand on the sacrum with the fingertips pointing up. Hug the elbows toward each other. Some of you might already did this in high lunge. Just press the pelvis forward and lift the chest up, lean your torso back. Baby camel. And if you like to, you can bring the hand onto the blocks. If you do not have the blocks, but you want to try full camel, you can tuck your toes, lift up your heels off from the ground, and bring the hand onto the heels. That gives you some elevation. Come back out, tuck the chin toward the chest, and slowly hands on the sacrum and slowly come back up. So that's the first couple of things you can try. And another couple of things you can try is will be on the ground, and of course you can always just try move in between cow and cat. So you can come into a simple Sphinx pose, pull the elbows towards you, chest forward. This is also a back bend. And if you like, go towards bow pose, bend the legs and grab the ankles with the hands. And keep hugging the knees towards each other. Still imagine that the block in between them, just like what you did in chair pose. And start lifting the knees, the chest off on the ground. Use the energy between the shoulders and the feet to help you lift both hands up. So the pull of the ankles of the hands will lift your chest up, and the pull of your chest will lift your feet up. through the hands. And slowly release down if you want to. The last thing I'm offering, which is very, I don't like the word of advanced, but if you like to try wheel pose and this is the first time you're doing it, make sure you have someone in the same room that's spotting you and supporting you. To try wheel pose, we'll also pass through another classic back bend bridge pose, which is just bend the legs and bring the heels close to the sit bones and lift your tailbones up. And if you have blocks, you can slide the blocks underneath your sacrum for a supported bridge pose. But if you're going all the way to wheel pose, bring the hands above the shoulders, pulling the fingertips toward the shoulders, tuck the elbows in, lift your tailbones up, and pressing into the palms, come up onto the crown of the head first. This is where you can stay, and if you like to go further, lift your pelvis, your chest up, and move your chest toward the heels of the hands toward the front of the mat. You can walk the feet slightly closer if you like to. Keep hugging the knees into the imaginary block. And to come out, tuck the chin toward the chest, release the crown of the head down first, then release your back, your tailbone. Take a minute or two to try some of those back bends if you like to try. One of my favorite things to do after some intense back bending is hug the knees into the chest and just like a baby. And that helps to neutralize your spine as well on all those back bending. So this is another thing that I don't usually do once you get onto the ground. I don't usually cue people to come back up for today's practice. We're actually going to come back up and back to the top of the mat once you're done with your back bend lab. Once you come back up to the top of the mat, shift the weight onto the left foot. You can bring yourself close to the wall. Lean your right foot against the left. Open your right knees. This can be where you can stay. You can also rise the right foot up to the left inner thigh. Continue to open the right knee into a Vrikshasana tree pose. If you're close to the wall, you can rest your hand onto the wall for support. An option 2. Bring the hands into prayer and raise the hands up toward the sky. Standing strong to the left leg. So the first majority of this practice tonight, we've been closing our thigh bones, closing our knees toward the center. So we're just going to do some hips opening before we cool down. Lift your hands up, slowly lower them down. And step your right foot down. Take a big step with the left foot. Arms up into a high lunge, then open the arms. Bend into the right leg, into Warrior 2. Shift your right knee towards the direction of the right pinky toe. Gaze on the right fingertips. Imagine your left hand are floating just as high. Flip your right palm. Exhale, reverse and straighten your right leg. We'll flow a couple times like that. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, warrior two, and release your right elbow on top of the right thigh, left arm by the left ear. Side angle. Rise back up into warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Last time like that. Inhale, and exhale, reverse. And back to warrior two. Right elbow on top of the right thigh, left arm by the left ear. You can bring the right elbow, right hand down inside of right foot as well. Bring the left hand down to the ground and walk yourself to the left side of the mat. Parallel the feet and float over. When you're ready to come up, inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, fold. Heels in, toes out. Climb the hand on top of the thighs. Come into a goddess squat. Just shift your knee side to side. Once you find your center, take a long inhale, reaching the crown of the head up. Exhale, dip the right shoulder toward the left side. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, left shoulder down. Twice more on each side. Just let all the squeezed space in the back getting reopened again. Come stand up and facing toward the front. And step your left foot forward. Sit into a chair, but this time we cross our right foot, right ankle over the left knee. Bring the hands in front of the heart. If you have the blocks nearby, you can bring the blocks the tallest height in front of you and rest the hands on it for this figure four. Use your right elbow to open the right knee. Flex the right foot. Lengthen the spine to the crown of the head and the tailbone. Find a steady point for you to focus on. Then step your right foot down, step your left foot back, and just roll around the left ankle. And we'll try the other side. Shift the weight onto the right foot. Bring yourself close to the wall if you already know you need that kind of support. Lean your left foot onto the right ankle. Open the left knee. Use your left hand to guide the energy from all the pelvis all the way to the left knee into the ground. You can, if this works for you, you can slowly lift your left foot up into your right inner thigh. Keep the left knee open. Option to gather hands in front of the heart. Option to raise up the arms. Tree pose. Find a steady point in front of you or on the ground. Focus on. Continue to open the left knee. One last long inhale. The whole tree grow tall. Exhale, release your hands in front of the heart. Step the left foot down. Take a big step with the right. Raise up the arms into a high lunge. And open the arms, chest to the right, then to warrior two. Gaze over the left fingertips. Flip your left palm. Reverse. Straighten your left leg. And we'll flow. Inhale, come back into warrior two. Exhale, side angle, left elbow on top of left thigh. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Follow the pace of your breath. Last time when you side angle, you stay there. You can also bring the left hand onto the ground inside the left foot. Inhale, lengthen to the right arm. Exhale, release your right hand down and walk yourself to the right side. Parallel the feet. And fold over the legs. Let's reconnect with your breath. Reconnect with your intention. If headstand is in your practice, this is where you can come into it. Otherwise, we're already doing a lot by placing our heart below our hips. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Heels in, toes out. Climb the hands back to the top of thighs. I'll turn around so you can see me better. Move back to goddess squat. Raise up the arms. Take a long inhale, reaching through both fingertips. Exhale, cactus arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, straighten all the limbs. You can even come up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, sit back down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Twice more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Last time. Next time, step to the top of the mat. Sit into a chair. Find the blocks if you know you're going to need them. And place the left ankle over the right knee. Gather the hand in front of the heart and use the left elbow to remind the left knee to open. Flex the left foot. And step your left foot down. Bring the right foot back and roll around the right ankle. When you're ready, we'll come sit down onto the mat. Gather the bottom of the feet together and draw them close to the pelvis. Hold the feet using your hands. And open the knees to the side. Baddha Konasana. And fold your chest toward the feet. And start letting your breath slowing down as it accelerated a little bit from the flow. And sometimes when things slow down, there's anxiety rising up. The anxiety of trying to get more things done, trying to run faster. See if you can sit with that kind of discomfort a little bit longer today. And slowly rise back up. And bring the hands behind you. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. And you're back to center. Press your pelvis up and toward your reverse table. Reopen the front hip space from the folding forward. Then release the tailbones down. And come all the way to your back. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Use the right hand to keep it open. Release your right foot and left knee to the left side. Open your right arm to the right side. Gaze over the right shoulder all the way to the right fingertips. You can use your left hand to continue to remind your right knee to stay open. Give that right from hip, right thigh some nice massage. Take some really nice and relaxing breath here. Don't let those thoughts rising up that rushing you. Our mind is not always telling us the truth. Just slowly come back to center. We'll switch side. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. And use your left hand to massage through the left thigh. Keep it open. And then drop the left foot and right knee to the right side. Extend your left arm open. Keep the right hand in your left front hip and massage over the left thigh. Reconnect to the sound of your breath again. The intention that you set at the beginning of the practice, you carry it all the way through the breathing practice, the flows, the lab. Not just carry it to the cooling down part of your practice. Come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest one more time. If there's any other shape that you'd like to include in your practice tonight, please go for it. I do recommend to go for a symmetric practice so you don't have to rush on doing both sides. But if you're ready for rest, extend your arms, your legs out. Lay a blanket on top of your pelvis to make it a little bit more grounding. Shavasana. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, feel free to do so. If you're ready to come out, you can roll onto one side of yours. And carefully navigate into a comfortable seat. We'll conclude our practice with 3 rounds of deep breath. Exhale, let everything out. Big inhale. Exhale, everything out. And get the hands in front of the heart. And bow your head toward the front. I wish you still staying close to intention and carry them off the mat with you. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. When you're ready, slowly blink open eyes.